Okay, gonna get started with the Wet n Wild Photofocus Matte Primer. And this is white, comes out white, and feels pretty much just like any other primer that I've used. Just put a light coating and press it into my T-zone, not only for the fact that it does mattify and keep that oil under control through the day, but it also diminishes your pores when you press your primer into there. Down my neck a little bit. Okay, that one just felt really good. So we'll see how it performs under makeup. Okay, and then this is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I think I have had this before. This color is orange. If you don't have super dark circles, then the orange probably isn't for you, but I do. I usually use the Maybelline Master Camo, so we'll see how this one does. And just doing it the regular way that I always do, dotting it a little bit where the discoloration is on my face. Okay, first of all, this one is a lot more, it's thin, and it has a lot of slide around. It's got a lot of pigment to it, but it feels like it's not gonna stay in one simple place. It feels like it's gonna slide around a bit. So we'll see on that one. Okay, next is my eyelid primer. This one is I Love the Stage from Essence. I think I may have had this one before, and I'm pretty sure that I did kind of like it. Okay, so this one's got like a yellow tint to it, which is nice because it's going to take care of any discoloration that you might have on there. We'll see how fast this one dries down because I like them to dry down quickly. Make sure I put it up into my eyebrows. Okay, I know that all of you have seen the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. Mine is in buff beige, I think, or buff bisque. And I know that a lot of you feel like this smells like paint, but it was the cheapest at the drugstore. I had it at home because it is one that I do like. So I'm just going to dab that across my face, and I'm going to blend that in. I don't like this delivery system at all, but you know, it is what it is. So, and then I'm going to blend it in with my beauty blender. So I'm going to just go ahead and put that one on. And most of you have seen this before as far as the application. So I'm going to speed right through this. Okay, so I feel like that gives very full coverage. I did have to put a little bit more on to get what I was looking for. My skin is going through some weird thing right now. I have no idea what it is. But yeah, just take time to work in your foundation. I think that just about any foundation can work for just about anyone, but just take time to work it in. Okay, moment of truth. This one I'm not really thinking is gonna do much, but I am gonna leave an open mind. This is the Essence Cover Stick. This one is in color 20 Matte Sand, and it's just the old stick ones that we used to use. I never had much luck with these. Okay, this one is just pushing the color corrector around. It's not doing much. I may have to pull out another one. So I'm just gonna work that in a little bit with my beauty blender, and then I'm gonna pull out my Wet n Wild Photofocus one. Okay, so this is the Wet n Wild Photofocus. And you know what, for the sake of time of the rest of this video, because I have to have my glasses to read, I'm just gonna be flipping up on the screen what the colors are of these. So I'm gonna do what I normally do with my concealer, and that is just run it across there and down a little bit, because that other stick one didn't do a bloody thing for me. And then I always use my fingers to dab that in. This one is a concealer that I really do like, but I will tell you right now that I am not liking that color corrector in Apricot. This one from LA Girls, I'm feeling like it is really mixing with my concealer and making it look a little bit dark. It does look the same color as the rest of my makeup, so that's okay. I feel like with my skin texture, I do need something a little bit more emollient or a little bit more moisturizing with it. And because I do use a brow bone highlighter in a stick, I picked this up from Wet n Wild, and it says the Ultimate Brow Highlighter. So basically that's what it is. I'm just gonna put that up underneath my, oh, this is a lot softer than the Benefit one, but oh my goodness, that's really brightening. It's a lot brighter than the Benefit one too, I think. Okay, now for brows. This is the e.l.f. brow pencil, and this is, I don't know if there's even any other colors of this one, but that's what it looks like right there. This was really inexpensive. I actually have used this one a lot. This was one I had in my own makeup stash, and so I do like it because it does have the spoolie on the one end, and it's not a super fine tip. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's not a super fine tip, but it is okay. I have been doing my brows where I wasn't doing a lot of like really, you know, spending a lot of time on it. My brows have a pretty good line to them still. I don't have, it's not like I'm losing a lot of hair in my brows or anything, but I did notice when my hair started to fall out that it kind of did affect them. So I do have to put a little bit darker in there. I'm not a big brow person as far as, you know, making sure I carve them out and all that stuff, because I don't mind my brow shape. I wear a pretty natural brow. One of the things that I didn't pick up is a brow setting gel, but if you take some of your makeup setting spray and spray your spoolie like this, you can actually create that and then just put that through your brows and it will set your brows down. I'm using the Wet n Wild Not a Basic Peach palette. I haven't had a chance to work with these yet, so I'm excited to get to. For transition color, I'm gonna take that lightest peach in there. My problem is I get so excited when I get into a new palette and my looks always seem to get more and more dramatic. So I'm going to try to keep it very, very minimal today. So peach color, all in the crease and as the transition color. And then I am going to take this chocolate brown right here and I'm gonna immediately do a outer V color. Just lay it down so that a lot of the product is right there in that corner. And then I am just going to brush it out so that basically this is going to be hopefully just like a 3-color look. But you'll get some of the depth because we're shearing out the brown. Okay, and then for a little pop of color, I am gonna pop that turquoise on my lid. Just a little bit. I'm not gonna do a ton of that, but I'm going to put some of it on my lid. I will say with these shadows, there isn't a ton of fallout, which is kind of nice. When you work with loose pigments and high pigments, sometimes it can get a lot of fallout. But these are good. And they seem to be blending really good too. I think I just hit my inner eye there. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back in with that brush for the brown and I'm just going to do a little bit more blending with the 2 colors there, the turquoise and the brown. And I like this. I actually do like this shadow. It's quite pretty actually. And then I'm gonna go back in with the original brush and I'm going to blend everything together and bring it out just a little bit right on the tail to have a little bit of a lift effect on my eye. Okay, and to set my under eyes, I'm gonna go in with this Essence Banana Powder. I've had this one in my stash already because you guys had recommended it to me, one of you guys. I always appreciate you guys giving me any sort of recommendations that you want to, so yeah, that was great. Okay, so I'm feeling like my eyes are a little bit dark with that, so I'm gonna take that lightest brow bone color up there, and I'm gonna just kind of tap that across my lash line right in the center. And even though it's a matte, it will give me a little bit of a brightening effect. Okay, next I'm going in with the e.l.f. eyeliner pen, and this is a really funky shape, but I've never tried this eyeliner before. I can't remember whether it was $1 or $2. And just tight lining my lash line here as much as I can. Okay, and then I picked up the Wet n Wild Color Icon Kohl eyeliner, and this one is in, I think it says Shimmer Brown or something like that, Simma Brown, something like that. And I'm going to waterline my eyes. And then I'm going to bring it down just a little bit and line across those lashes at the waterline. Really, really tight in there. Okay, I feel like that went on pretty good. It wasn't the greatest, but it did go on okay. Kohl eyeliners will not last in your eye waterline for very long, but neither will a waterproof one because there's just water going through there all the time, so it's eventually going to wash it clean. That's why it's called a waterline. So let's take a pencil brush and let's go into that deepest brown, and I am just going to go ahead and smudge out underneath my eyes. Shadow on top of a Kohl liner. Kohl is made of clay. Kohl liners are made of clay. So when you put shadow on top of there, you're actually binding the two together. That's why it's such a good thing to do. So I took that one and I'm just smudging it out. And that's the other thing. Somebody asked me, how do I make it last? Well, there's really no tricks. I'm here to tell you. I've tried it all through the years. This one is the best trick I know how to do. do some sort of a liner on the bottom, tight line. Don't put it in your waterline if you don't want the smearing to come down on your eyes, because that's what's going to happen. Like I said, your eyes are just watery. The water's going to wash it clean eventually through the day. Get a good pencil brush, find your favorite eyeshadow, and really smudge it into that eyeliner that you just used, and that will help a lot. It's not going to do the whole trick, but it will help a lot. Now I'm going to move on to the face. This is the e.l.f. Prime and Stay Finishing Pressed Powder. My first impressions when I stick my finger into this is that it has a little bit of butteriness, which you guys know that I really do like a lot. And so I'm going to just try and set down my foundation. Probably should have done this before, but I have a tendency to wait until I do my eyes, and I usually do my eyes first, but I didn't today. So I'm just going to set down this foundation, and then I'm going to go in. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. It's got quite a high pigment. I've had this one before, and I actually ran out, and I forgot about it. So I do like this one. This is quite buttery. I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to lightly do a contour there. And on the other side, up into my hairline. I'm actually just doing a light contour. I'm not trying to carve anything out today, but I do have a very high forehead, so I'm always trying to contour to bring that down a little bit. Next is the blush. So I'll use my e.l.f. in Mellow Mauv, which is one of my very, very favorite colors. It is a satin finish, and it's just such a pretty blush. I'm going to dab down into this palette just a little bit with my bronzing brush. And then I also picked up this e.l.f. dual-sided baked highlighter and bronzer. So I'm going to stay on that side of the bronzer and just pick up a little bit. This is really, really shiny, so I didn't want too much shine for my bronzer. And I'm just going to bronze up my face a tiny bit, and then my neck, across my shoulders. My face is going through something so weird right now. Okay, and then that highlighter I'm going to use, and I had heard before, I'd never picked this one up, but I had heard before that you need to scrape off that first layer of film right there on these baked highlighters from e.l.f. And sure enough, as soon as I did that, because I was like rubbing, trying to figure out, and then I remembered, oh, somebody said that once. So we're gonna put this highlighter right here in this sweeping motion right here, using my fan brush down my nose. I don't do the tip of my nose, but you guys already know that. So that is quite a nice highlighter. It's quite pretty. It is showing a bit of texture. I'm not really crazy about that. Okay, now before I do my last couple of steps, I'm gonna spray my face, and this is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Natural Finish. I have had the just regular finishing spray before, but this one is natural finish. So we'll see what this one can do. I'm gonna prime this pump a little bit. There it goes. And it's a heavy spray. I better get my fan out. Heavy spray, very heavy. I shouldn't have done that so close. Okay. So I think what they're going for with this is like a dewy finish on it. So we'll see what happens as I get it dried down. Okay, and I feel like that's okay. My face feels a little bit tacky, but I feel like that's okay. If you like dewy finishes, this one might be really good for you. The other one that I really like that's $6 is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. This stuff is really good for keeping your makeup on all day. Now, my Essence Lip Liner. This is one that I actually already had as well. I like lip liners that come from the drugstore so much better than I like lip liners that are high-end. I forgot to do my inner corner highlight, so I'm going to do it with that e.l.f. highlighter and just going in there and just dotting it in there and bringing it up. I don't actually bring mine down. I actually bring mine up into the color that's on the lid to try and brighten it up a little bit. Okay, and then this Wet n Wild lipstick, this was one of their 99-cent ones, I think, and I think it's a Frost. I'll make sure I throw up the name for you. It's actually quite pretty. I am going to put on top of it, though, I'm going to put my NYX Butter Gloss. I love these things. I use them all the time, and I really like how hydrating they are. Okay, lastly, this is the Wet n Wild Mega Protein Mascara. It says that it has oils in it, so I am a little bit worried about putting this on my bottom lash line, but all in the sake of finding out whether or not these are any good, I'm gonna do that for you guys. So I'm curling my lashes right now. I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna put 2 coats of this on and I'll be back to talk with you. Okay, you guys, so there's the finished look. I'm gonna run down each of these products with you and tell you exactly what I think of them. On my first impression, some of them are ones that I told you that I already had. Okay, so first off, the primers, these were a yes. This is one that I've had before from Essence. It's really good, and I have had the Wet n Wild before. I do like those, the way they fill in your pores, and I like the Essence eyeshadow primer because it basically is opaque, and so it goes on and it takes down any redness as well. Foundation, the powder, and the finishing mist. I know the foundation works good for me, although I'm not having the greatest day for today as far as my makeup goes, but I know the foundation has worked for me a lot in the past. So this one is a yes as far as that goes. I think that if you're very sensitive to smells, it does smell a little bit like paint, so be careful about that one. I do feel like this powder, this pressed powder, is a little bit drying. It feels just like any other real loose powder that is, you know, the very mattifying powders. So I think if you have oily skin, this one's gonna work for you, but for my dry skin, it probably wouldn't. The natural finish from Wet n Wild's setting spray, I did like this. It was really pretty good, and it didn't leave a finish as in, you know, looking sticky or tacky or anything like that. And I did mention my favorite one, which is the e.l.f. Mist and Set. That is my absolute favorite one. And I don't want to forget about the banana powder and the correctors and the concealers. The LA Girl orange corrector was a no for me. It was just way too, I don't know, it just mixed too much with the other concealers. The cover stick from Essence, that was really nasty. That one's a no. The Essence Brighten Up banana powder, this one is an absolute yes. I love this. I do like the Wet n Wild Photofocus normally. Today, I was really, didn't like it today because I didn't have my normal corrector on. I usually always mix any of my concealers with a more emollient one, and I didn't do that today. So I do feel like my under eyes are a little bit dry today. The Wet n Wild palette, this is very nice, very pretty. These colors blended together really well. It went on really fast and easy, and I didn't have to spend an uber amount of time just blending. So it created a very pretty look. The brow from e.l.f., I have had this in my arsenal for a long time, and I really like this. So this is one that is a yes. The highlighter, eyebrow highlighter from Wet n Wild. This one was really nice. I actually think I like this better than my Benefit one. This one is the Kohl liner from Wet n Wild. This one I put into the waterline. I actually think I really do like this one. It will have to, I'll have to see further on, you know, further review on it and try it a little bit more on that one. I don't like to give like a first impression on those because they all go on the same. These blushes right here, this is Mellow Mauv from e.l.f. This is one of my favorites. This is a yes. It's e.l.f. Highlighting Baked highlighter and bronzer. I did like that. However, it is, you do have to take off that top layer. Please remember that. Kind of scrape your nail across that top layer, and then you get actually a really pretty highlight on there. So did like that one. The liner and the mascara. This liner, the pen liner, I don't think I'm crazy about it. It was really messy as I was trying to put it on. The actual tip of the liner seemed to move too much, and I kind of did a little mistake here and there, which I covered up with some eyeshadow, but I really don't think that I like that one very much. And then the Wet n Wild Mega Protein Mascara. This one is already smearing on me. I actually can see on the bottom lash line that's already smearing on me, and it did not build up any lashes. You can see that I look like I have hardly any lashes right now, which my lashes are having a moment too. But definitely this one was one that I probably wouldn't pick up again. Let's see, did I miss? Oh, lips. I missed lips. Okay. The NYX Butter Gloss is The NYX Butter Gloss is something that I've used for years and years. I love that one. The Essence liner, and this is just their regular lip liner. I've used this one for a long time too, and this one is a keeper for me. However, the Wet n Wild lipstick, I wasn't crazy about this one because it just seemed a little bit too slippery on my lips. And even as I'm you know, pushing my lips together a little bit, it feels a little bit strange. So I'm not crazy about that one either. Now I'm going to throw up on the screen exactly how much this full face of makeup cost me, that if you were to go buy this right out of the gate, how much it would be. Now, when you think about what I've spent here, think about how much one of your foundations are. And when I say that, I want to tell you that this foundation that I purchased right here from NARS, this was $49. So think about how much the high-end foundations are compared to everything I got here. But some of these things I do feel like were really high quality, like this palette and the blush. I do feel like they were really high quality. Oh, and this is a staple for me. This contouring powder is a staple for me. And look in the description box to see any further thoughts that I had on the makeup and how it wore through the day, because I am going to wear it all day long. And then I'll be putting this video up tonight so that you guys can see my final thoughts on it. Go down into the description box so that you can see that. Love you guys so very much. Thank you for everything you do for me. You all have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, you guys.